Hey guys, it's Chris here. I was messing around in Tractor the other day. My faders started acting all goofy. They were jumping around and moving and not moving when I wanted them to. And it seems like I see that question a lot on the forum. My faders are acting goofy, how do I fix it? So I thought I'd shoot a little video and show you exactly how I clean and lube my faders on the VCI-100. Okay, the only thing we need to take off to get to the faders is the faceplate using these 5 screws and the fader caps. Now, you'll see one of the things that I use to make my life easy is an old muffin tin that's got labels on each spot to tell me what goes where. That way, when I've got a whole bunch of screws laying around, I'm not confused as to what screw goes where. A lot of these screws are the same, and a lot of them look the same, but they're not the same, so that's a pretty good idea to keep them organized. Go ahead and take the faceplate off and lay it to the side. Now we're going to go ahead and loosen these 6 screws for the faders. This is where it helps to have a screwdriver with a magnetic tip because you can lift them out. Now once you take the screws out, you'll see the fader just drop down. That's fine because we'll take the back off and that'll give us access to those faders. Okay, now you'll slide the back forward a little bit and you can just lift it up. You see your faders are in there loose already. Each fader is plugged in, so we're going to unplug the faders one at a time and clean and lube them. Now the next thing we're going to do is get our canned air. We're going to use it to blow out any dust or lint or any other kind of larger contaminants that are inside the fader. Now what we're going to do is get ready to give our fader a bath in isopropyl alcohol. Okay, I've got this little container here that I'm going to use to set the fader in and give it its alcohol bath to clean it out real good. Now I want to pour in just enough alcohol to cover the top of the fader. That way we can get it in there real good and make sure that we clean it out. What we're doing is getting rid of any of the gunk that may have built up inside the fader and anything else that might be causing the fader to not act right. You'll cover just the top of it and then slide the fader around a little bit, making sure to get in there and move it around real good all the way across. You don't want to slam it around. You don't want any alcohol to splash out. Just like that. Now move to the side a little bit and you can take the fader, let the alcohol pour out a little bit, and then gently tap it on the towel to get out some of the excess. Next, you'll take your canned air. I'm going to use it to blow the fader off. Get rid of the alcohol. Next, you'll take your lube and get it inside the slot there. Just a short burst is enough. Then you'll slide the fader back and forth to evenly distribute that lube. Okay, next thing you do is the next fader and you repeat with all the other ones. Okay, now if you're going to lube your jog wheels, what you need to do is take these 3 screws off here. Now from the factory, on mine at least, there was a little bit of Loctite on the screws, so you'll have to break that seal. That's fine. This bushing is a little hard to get under if you don't have any fingernails, so I'll use a little screwdriver to gently lift it off. Get a little gap underneath there. There we go. Okay, now you'll see a contact plate touching this rotary post that's the jog wheel. Now what you'll do is you'll get a little bit of conductive grease in between the contact plate and the rotary post. It doesn't take much, just a touch of it, and that should be sufficient. Now we'll get our bushing back on. Now it's important to point out that this bushing has to be lined up just right. So what I do is I'll put all 3 screws in, but I won't tighten them. And then after I get them all in, I'll go around a couple of times tightening a little bit, and that makes sure that bushing is lined up just right, so there's no extra friction there causing the jog wheels to not act properly. There we go. Okay, I've got my faders cleaned and my jog wheels lubed, and I'm ready to put it all back together. Now you'll screw your faders back in first while you have the back off. That way it's easier to hold them up. That's it. Now plug it in and check your faders. Feel a lot smoother now. Won't have any more problems.